X is here, and it's a pretty compelling option for the price. The phone packs in a Snapdragon 710 chip, coupled with up to 8 gigs of RAM, which make it a star performer. But it's the amazing notchless display and the pop-up selfie camera that help the phone stand out from the competition. So, if you are planning on purchasing a Realme X or you've got one already, then there are a couple of tips and tricks you need to know to make the most out of this new phone. Hey guys, this is Abhijit from Guiding Tech, and let's get right to it. Kicking things off is a neat trick you can use with the pop-up selfie camera on the Realme X. The phone allows you to use some cool sound effects with the pop-up camera, but the setting isn't that easy to locate. To change the pop-up camera movement sound, head into the sound and vibration settings, select the pop-up camera movement sound effect option, and here you will be able to choose from 3 different options, all of which sound quite cool. And if you're not a fan of the sound effect, you can even turn it off. Next up is the amazing automatic call recording feature that you should definitely enable on your Realme X. To turn it on, open up the dialer and tap on the settings cog in the top right corner. In the following menu, tap on the call recording option and then select the auto record setting. Then tap on the add button at the bottom, including a couple of contacts, and you're all set. Now, every time any one of these contacts calls you or you call them, the phone will automatically record the calls. Alternatively, you can turn on the record all calls option to, record all calls or the record all unknown numbers to only record calls from numbers that aren't stored on your phone's directory. It's definitely quite a handy feature, but let me warn you that according to the law of the land, it may or may not be legal to record calls without the consent of the other person. So if you do this and if you decide to use these calls, you better be aware of that. Moving on, let's talk about WhatsApp messages. Well, if you're part of any group on WhatsApp, then I'm sure you would agree that people send an insane amount of forwards on the messaging service. And a lot of these forwards are just media files. If you don't keep a check on these incoming forwards, they can fill up your device's storage quite fast. And then you won't be left with any space to install apps or store your own media. Well, with the Realme X, you can easily avoid such a situation. Want to know how? Check this out. The phone has a specific WhatsApp cleaner feature that you can use to clean up space that's occupied by unwanted WhatsApp forwards. You can find it in the storage settings under the additional settings option. Just tap on the clean storage and the WhatsApp cleaner will appear under the app data section. Select the option and then with a single tap, you will be able to clear up some precious storage space on your phone. Next up, let's talk about some navigation related settings that you should check out on your new phone. When you pull the phone out of the box for the first time, you'll notice that it has the traditional navigation bar at the bottom. Now, that doesn't mean that the phone doesn't have navigation gestures. You just need to turn them on. To do so, head over to the Settings app and select the Convenience Aid option. Here, select the navigation keys and select either of the 2 swipe gesture options. Yep, you get 2 different options for swipe gestures. Isn't that cool? From the same menu, you'll also be able to customize the button layout of the navigation bar in case you want to continue using it with a slightly different orientation. The Realme X has another cool navigation feature that will help you easily jump into apps or open up settings with a single swipe. The feature called Smart Sidebar can also be enabled from the Convenience Aid setting, and once it's turned on, you'll be able to swipe on the activation area and bring up a convenient sidebar with your favorite apps or settings. You can completely customize what shows up in the Smart Sidebar, making it quite useful for quickly jumping into specific apps. Next up, let's talk about a handy gesture for app split screen mode, which will help you make the most out of the large notchless display on your new phone. While most Android phones out there offer a split screen mode for supported apps, turning it on isn't all that intuitive. Thankfully, the Realme X allows you to enter the split screen mode with a 3-finger swipe up gesture. To turn it on, head over to Settings, scroll all the way down to the App Split Screen option, and then enable the swipe up with 3 fingers for split screen setting. Now, whenever you're using a supported app, you'll be able to swipe up with 3 fingers and quickly enter split screen mode. Isn't this a whole lot more intuitive? Enough about gestures, now let's talk about another useful setting which will be really helpful if you're using multiple accounts on social media or messaging apps like Facebook or WhatsApp. The Clone Apps feature, which can be found towards the bottom of the settings menu, will let you set up multiple instances of the same app, effectively allowing you to use multiple different accounts. To set it up, just jump into the settings, select the app you want to clone, and tap on the Enable App Cloning toggle. A new icon for that app will then appear on your home screen and you can configure that with a separate account. Now this is cool because you definitely can do this with the help of third-party apps, but having this feature baked into the OS is quite convenient. Most Android phones these days are offering a dedicated gaming mode of sorts for all those of you who like to play games, and the Realme X is no different. The phone packs in a game space where you can add your favorite games and then enjoy them without any interruptions. The game space gives you the option to ignore calls and block banners while you're in a game, and it even has a competitive mode which improves performance and responsiveness for when you are playing an esports title like PUBG. Pretty neat, right? To round things off, let's talk about another cool hidden feature that will allow you to hide sensitive photos from prying eyes. To use this feature, all you need to do is long press on a photo in the gallery and select the Set as Private option from the toolbar below. Once you agree to the prompt, your photo will be removed from the gallery and added to the private space. Whenever you want to access the photo, you can long press on the photo's text in the top left corner, tap on Set Passcode, and set up a new password for your private safe. Once you're done with the setup process, you'll instantly jump into the private photo space and access all your hidden photos. Isn't that cool? Well, that sums it up for this video about Realme X. I hope these tips and tricks help you become more productive and more smart with your new device. Subscribe to stay tuned to the channel for more such videos, and do hit the bell icon so that you don't miss the notifications. This is Abhijit signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.